Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I'm going to be showing you the first thing that I built with Get Famous, the new expansion pack release for The Sims 4. If you're interested in this build, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. One of the really exciting things about this build is it is Basegame and Get Famous only. So if you don't have any of the other expansion packs but you saw Get Famous and you're like, yes, this one, I need it in my life, you'll be able to put this in your build because there's no other packs in it, which, oh my gosh, let me tell you, is so hard. So difficult to do, but I try and do that every time something new comes out just because I recognize the fact that not everybody has all the expansion packs, not everybody wants all the expansion packs or stuff packs or game packs, and so, but they still deserve to have a fun, like, time playing the game with, like, the new stuff. So, yes, yeah, I built this before Get Famous came out, before I had access to it, just because I wanted to kind of like get a jump on the game and I needed something to do while I streamed. But yeah, for this round, I actually got early access to this expansion pack, so I was really excited. I've been a game changer for a couple of months now, but I kind of was made a game changer in the lull between like content release. I forget what the last thing released was. Was it my first pet stuff? I think there was something else after that, but I cannot remember. But so I had to wait a little bit before I could finally sort of like reap the benefits of being in the Game Changer program. So, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically EA, the makers of The Sims 4, have a program where they give early access to quite a few now content creators so that they can kind of promote the new expansions and stuff. So it's a really great program. I'm having a blast with it. And it's just really cool. And also I asked really nicely and they gave me a free code for a giveaway, which was really exciting. So I was glad I got to do that. I didn't really realize that was a thing I could do. So for the next round, I'll definitely try and get 2 codes to give away, one on YouTube and one on Twitch. But this time around, I was just not organized because what is my life? I don't know. I'm a very, very busy individual. So the build, let's talk about that. Basically, I'm building this like giant, really girly, or traditionally girly, like pink mansion. It's like Barbie's dream. And we got these new swatches, like, we had a whole bunch of new windows, which I'm dying for. I love them so much. I'm really glad I feel like we finally got a lot of build objects over buy objects in the game. So a lot of like structural elements. And I'm sorry, I did not edit this video very well. Chalk that one up to me being chronically over busy and worked. But yeah, so lots of new elements. Like we got 2 new stair types. Oh my gosh, I almost died. We have a new roof type. And I don't think I used it in this build because it didn't quite fit, but like I was just like, oh my gosh, we have a new roof type because we got the glass roofing. But this is the first like new like texture, like traditional texture. So I died a little bit on stream. Like basically when I was streaming this, I spent half the time with my jaw just like dropped open and everyone was like, oh my gosh, Penelope, your face. I was just really expressive. Oh my gosh. Right now, I'm putting in placeholder windows because I kind of wanted to get a feel for where everything would go, but these are not base game, a lot of them, so just ignore that. I did end up replacing them. But back to the reason why everything's pink, it has to do with the windows. There's a pink swatch. It's like a white and a sort of pastel-y pink, and I was like, I just have to use this swatch. Like, I just have to. And so it sort of inspired the rest of the color scheme of the build and really pointed the direction of the build. So it was really fun to kind of just like let loose and just be like, let me just like barf pink all over this build. Just all over it. every room. Every room. But yeah. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you won't see it quite just yet, but I did do a bold choice of using this sort of like diamond wallpaper. It's Basegame. It's a pink tile, like a diagonal tile. I think you'll see it about soonish, or maybe not. I don't know. So good at this, I know. But it's traditionally an indoor bathroom tile, and like I kind of looked at it and I'm like, this is definitely an indoor tile, but like I want to use it, especially because we don't have a huge amount of pink exterior swatches that would work. So I was really pleased with how that turned out. So you'll see that later. I thought it'd come up sooner, but it didn't. But we are about to switch over to when I had the stuff, I think. I don't know. I'm bad at this. Okay. Oh my gosh. So what's going on with me? I always like to update you guys because you guys like to hear about it. I had one of my classmates. I was like, people don't really get it when I try and explain the YouTube and speed builds, which is fair because it's a very niche specific concept. But she was like, so you talk for a half hour about stuff and people like it? And I was like, people love it. First of all, people love the sound of my voice. No, but I was like, yeah, people like listening. So that's what I do. I'm giving the people the content they desire, which is me. Okay. Let's get back on track. But yeah, school has been crazy, which is basically what I blame all of my problems on, which is partially fair, but not completely. I don't know. I've been trying to do this thing. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, you might not realize that I'm extraordinarily anxious. So I've been trying to do this thing where I don't freak out before every single test or exam or quiz, because I have a lot of them within a week. Like this week is Thanksgiving week, and I only have 2.5 days of school. And yet, I have 2 tests in 2.5 days. And that's just like partial week. And so there are some weeks where I'll have like over 5 like exam, test, quizzes, things that I need to do. And like there was like last week, I think, or the week before that, I had a midterm on Monday, a midterm and a quiz on Tuesday, and then a quiz on Wednesday. It was crazy. We were all dying by the end of the week, like all of us. But yeah, so I have a lot of tests and it requires a lot of studying, but like I can do it. And so I kind of was like, why am I constantly concerned about this? Because I like took a step back and I looked at my grades and I was like, your lowest grade right now is an 85. That's not low. That's not near failing. And yet my constant self-talk is, oh my God, you're going to fail this. You are failing. You're definitely not the smartest person in the class. If anything, you are the dumbest person in the class, which is not a very nice thing to say to oneself. I'm a lot nicer to everybody else than I am to me. It's almost like I store like 99% of my meanness, and then it just ends up reflecting onto me. That's not really a funny thing. I probably shouldn't laugh at that, but I'm doing the layout for this right now. I figured I'd keep that in because I did lose a lot of footage. I purposely didn't record the landscaping because it was rough. And then I pressed record for sure, but my recording software crashed and I didn't realize it towards the very end. But anyway, so I kept in the layout. But yeah, so I'm trying not to freak out before every single test. Like I'm trying to remember, like the worst that can happen is a process called remediation, which is basically where you do a small assignment to kind of help prove that you know the information. And it's like, from what I've heard, I haven't had to remediate yet, but from what I've heard, it's like 2 questions, which isn't a lot, which actually kind of makes me a little nervous because I'm like, shouldn't we actually know this material though? Like, anyways. they don't have time to like actually remediate us, I don't think. Um, but yeah, so that's the worst that can happen. Like, I'm not gonna fail. The program I'm in is not gonna let me drop. Well, okay, they'll let me drop out, but they won't fail me. Like, the only reason why I would like leave the school is if I did something horrifically stupid, and unethical, or if I decided I wanted to leave. That's like the only two reasons. Otherwise, they like keep you in school. It's a little intense. But yeah, so try not to freak out too much. It like I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this thing, and then like right before the test, I'm like, I'm gonna fail. But you know, it's the baby steps. Baby steps. So yeah, what is going on in the build right now? I couldn't tell you myself. I really just, oh gosh, under edited this. But now it's the kitchen and it doesn't change a huge amount. I ended up like managing to make it bigger because when I built this on a smaller lot than the lot I ended up putting it on. So when I put it on that lot, it looked real teeny tiny. It was like real skinny and just like just sitting in the lot all by itself. So I bumped out the sides of it, and that meant that I then needed to change the floor plan of the interior, which was a lot harder than deciding the floor plan originally. Like, because I don't mind floor plans so much. Like, sometimes they can be kind of challenging. They're definitely a puzzle, but when you already have an established floor plan and then you like make as drastic of a change as I did, it was just like, what do I do with this? Like, I ended up doubling the size of the master bedroom. I was like, what do I do with this space? And I ended up like bumping out the like an area that like coincided with like 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and the kitchen. And I was like, this is a mess now. But I made it work basically by incorporating a really big hallway. So I was like, well, these mansion types have lots of superfluous space anyways. It's fine. Oh my goodness. Also, I love this little roof sticky outy bit right here. It's just like the little meat. I think it's really cute. I really liked how this turned out. I was pretty pleased, and like it was definitely one of those builds where like people would come in and be like, wow, I really like that build. Come into stream, I mean. And that's always a good feeling. It always definitely makes me feel like I'm on track. So hopefully you guys like this one too. I have a feeling that you will. I mean, I know that not everyone's gonna like the pink theme, but like that was not something that could be changed. Okay, here is that wallpaper, the diamond sort of bathroom tile wallpaper originally, but it is not a bathroom tile wallpaper anymore, hopefully. But yeah, so this is what I finally started building on stream. And I think I edited out most of the stuff because there's a lot of me just pulling out swatches because like when a lot of people who get early access will do sort of like a review, like a first impressions thing. But I was kind of like, I did that for like maybe like 10 minutes of just like looking at a few key items. And then I got bored because I get bored with myself when I do those. I feel like, and also I feel like a lot of other people do them. And so we don't need every single content creator like showing their first impressions. Like, that's cool if they want to, of course. My point more is I don't need to do it. I don't need to do it because so many other people are doing it, probably doing it better than me. And also, if I'm bored of myself, I cannot imagine other people's. So like I kind of moved on and I was building and like pulling out objects like every once in a while, like reacting. And so that was kind of fun. It was like a extended sort of reaction thing, but with more building in between. So, but that made for choppier editing. Oh my gosh, these, am I going to put it here? Yes, oh, these floor decals. These are new. I'm in love. I'm dying. Oh my God. They're like the best thing ever. They're one of my favorite things. What is my favorite thing from this pack? I think my favorite random object, like just thinking about it, would have to be the vinyl record player. That thing is like super cute. I really love the windows. I'm not the biggest fan of the bathroom set. Like it's cute, but I'm never gonna use it. Like this is the only time I'll use it. It's so like extravagant, luxurious, like the swan wings on the tub. I don't know, but I definitely made sure to record at least one bathroom because I don't really like building bathrooms. I think they're kind of boring, but I was like, okay, I have enough new stuff that this bathroom will be interesting. Although, like, after I put in all the like bathroom, like all the new objects we got with like the tub and the sink and stuff, and I was like, oh god, this is a really big bathroom, and now I don't know what to put in it. That's about at this point. And I only have Basegame. So I was like, what do I do now? But I think it ended up working out, and it's like so like opulent. That's the word I was looking for. Just like ridiculous. But those are those decals again. They strongly featured. Strongly featured is pink, of course. We got all those floor decals, like almost in like every single room. And then marble. There's only 2 rooms in this house that don't have marble, and that is the basement area, which I should talk about, and then like a closet. And that's it. So this house is expensive. Like I was just like, whatever, each toilet is like 5,000 simoleons, that's fine. It's fine. It's very cheap. But yeah, so basement, oh my gosh, you guys, I shouldn't talk about it too much, but if you saw it in the intro, which best musical cue ever, I was like dying when I got the like vault doors to open to that musical timing. It was perfect. But yeah, so I do have like a secret basement area, and so it's like a superhero or super villain if you wanted to do that sort of like gameplay option. It's like the super area, and it kind of reminds me of like Wayne Manor for like Batman, but like if Batman was like all into that pink stuff, like if Batman was like, yes, sign me up for a pastel pink costume. I am not the night, I am, I don't know, like the sunset or something. This is my life. So I thought it was like a kind of a fun twist, especially because like I got to do the manor part, and then I got to use a little of the new like modern sci-fi stuff, because with this pack that came out, we got a lot of just like random things for movie sets. And so like we got some sort of like prehistoric things and like clothing and sets, and we got, you know, all of this opulent stuff. We got a lot of like science fiction-y things, and so that's going to be my next build, will be like a sci-fi build, so I'm really excited about that. It's actually going to be a part of the Get Famous collab. So a while back when Cats and Dogs came out, me and quite a few other content creators did a collab where we redid the entire world of Brindleton Bay, and so we called ourselves the Brindleton Bays, because we're hip and fashionable like that. And so this time around, now we're Get Famous. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And so I'm gonna be doing a build for that. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like sci-fi, and I'm really excited. It'll be definitely a drastic change. So like I did this really like fancy pink build, and then I'm going to do the sci-fi build, and then I am going to focus on doing something with terrain tools, because I did a little bit to like just a smidgen here of like raising like the flowers a little bit, but that's it. I haven't really played around with the terrain tools. I've heard that they're really hard to use. I've experienced that a little bit, so it's something I definitely want to play around with a lot. My biggest thing with the new terrain tools is that if you have a foundation and you make a basement, it like sticks up out of the ground now, and it's really weird, and it like brings the entire like terrain up with it like that. You could kind of see it just there, like it's like a weird sort of like hill thing. So I really don't like that aspect of it, especially because it's really restricting for basement building. And it's just a little funny because Part of the whole point of the new update was they added two new floors for the basement. So now we have 4 basement floors for a total. You can do out 8 floors in your build, which is scary. I don't want to think about that because that's just so much. But it's now the first level is now restricted. I don't know how everything works. I'm like, it's weird. I'm like pretty on top of like how all the build elements work. You know, I have my little tips and tricks. But now I'm just like, what is happening? What is happening to me in this build? I love this new table. I'm dying. It's really cute. Oh, also there are some weird lighting glitches going on right now. Like there's a ceiling glitch where in a room that, from what I've seen, in rooms that don't have direct sunlight, the ceiling is like pitch black, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of funny because a lot of us have complained about the fact that all the ceilings are just like plain white, which could look really weird in a build, but now we're all like, too far. Like, now it's pitch black. This isn't helpful. Maybe, I'm sure someday we will be able to color ceilings. Like, I don't know. To be completely honest, I used to be a lot more skeptical of what we will or will not get in The Sims, just because from the trajectory of the content that I had seen and the reaction to requests from the community, it kind of made me think that the Sims team wasn't really listening to what people wanted. But we've gotten some huge updates. Like now we have a size down tool, and we have terrain, and we got toddlers. We have not something that people super asked for, but I think was super needed, was we got the new gender updates for allowing like to make trans Sims or just like any other like identities of Sims that you want, which is honestly, I think, like I feel like people ask me what my favorite aspect about the game is, and I focus a lot on the building because I don't really do gameplay. But like at the heart of it, my favorite aspect about this game is the fact that it has so many gender options, allowing for like, it's very progressive for a game, and I just really appreciate that. So I just never use it because I don't actually do gameplay. I don't know, I get into create a sim and I'm like cool for 2 seconds. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun. And then I lose interest. It's just not my deal. My deal is building. Just this. I don't know. For me, it seems like I don't know. Just how my brain works, I guess. Now I'm working on a couple of the other bedrooms. One is like a kid's room. One is like a guest room. I don't know. Your guest would have to really like pink though. So, this is definitely a very specific house. I had someone who was like, shouldn't you add some like accent colors in there to kind of make each room different? And I was like, no, no, it's pink. Like, usually I try and make, my build like cohesive but diverse in the interior. This time I was just like, it's pink. It's just pink. Deal with it. I didn't say it like that though, because I try and be nice. So we have that, and then the thing that I ended up not being able to record was there's the entire like 3rd floor level. I turned it into one giant room with a powder room, and it's a like almost like a teen young adult bedroom, and it's somebody who I would think would be like a beauty guru because they have the new like streaming ability, or not streaming but like Star, I don't know what it's called, but like a YouTuber thing, basically me. So I could like make me and like then make YouTube videos in this, I think SimTube videos in The Sims 4, and just be very, very meta. I should probably do that at some point, or just to explore it. I don't know. There is just like a lot of aspects of this game, especially now that I'm very limited on time, where I'm just like, you can do that? What? So, but that could be fun. But yeah, so that, I love that entire upstairs area. You saw it, I think, a little bit in the intro, and if you stick around for the end fly through, you'll see it then as well. Oh, I realized what I wanted to talk about. Like, I always have a list of things because I'm slightly forgetful, and it is a lot to talk. It's a long time to sit down and talk to oneself for like it's almost like a 40-minute video, which is a really long time. It probably would have been shorter if I had edited it better. But what I wanted to talk about was I had a really cool experience. So I am currently doing long distance from my boyfriend, and it's, as all long distance relationships have been, is really hard. And so a couple of weekends ago, or it was on a Friday, I was just like, oh man, it was such a rough day. I was basically like fighting off a panic attack for the entire day, which is a really difficult thing to do. Like I went to the bathroom and I was just like, you're fine. Like I spilled yogurt on my shirt, and like I actually cried. I was like, no. Okay, but anyways, so I was just super anxious. I was missing my boyfriend so much, and it's like a 5-hour drive to go to where I need to be, and I have to go over the pass, which is like a little bit scary. But I was just like, I just had this moment where I was like, why not? Let's do it. And so I felt like I was in a movie. Like I felt like I was in like a romantic movie, and like I was, running to catch the next plane and that sort of thing. And it was like really cool. I mean, I felt that way for about the first like hour and a half of the drive. For then the next like 2 to 3 hours of the drive, I was kind of like, this is awful. Such a long drive. This is awful. There's that basement glitch. Okay. This is awful. But then like finally, once I started getting closer and I started seeing the signs for the city, I was like, okay, this is now fun and romantic again. But like there was this middle area where I was just like, this is not okay. This was poorly thought out. And so that was really fun because like, I don't know, with my schedule being so busy, it's definitely hard to like go visit. And unfortunately my boyfriend works on the weekends, and so that means he can't visit me. And so it's just like, it's a rough deal all around. But here, so I just want to tell that story because I felt so spontaneous and romantic. Oh my gosh. It was like it wasn't me. It was basically like it wasn't me. Somebody like took over, but it was fun. But yeah, so we're doing the basement, and this is like, I'm so pleased with how this turned out. It was just like a lot of fun to do, and just like it's like, oh, what is it? I don't often think of stories for my builds. Like a lot of people will come up with an idea of the family that's going to live in this build, or the person, or just like a general concept. Some people will create entire backstories. Some people even make like actually like sit down and create a sim and make the sims they want to live in their build. But I'm not usually like that. Usually I just give like a general like feel for a build. In this case, I was very like, this is like the home of a superhero. Like this is really cool. This is like the home of like frilly pink Batman, which I'm loving that imagery. Like, can you imagine, like I'm just right now imagining Batman all super muscly, all of the black is replaced with this sort of light pink color, and then lace. I've added lace. Oh my gosh, his cape, just like lace. Oh my gosh, okay. Anyways, that's just what's going on in Penelope's brain. But so I tried to use some of the new sci-fi sort of like spaceship elements. They are quite large, and so like they were sticking up out of the basement into the rooms above, and I was like, okay, so I had to size down a lot of things. I also sized things down and then like put them on the second floor of the basement, or the base floor. I don't know. It's hard. Floors are hard to talk about. And then I raised them up so that just like a little bit of them was sticking underground instead of above ground, because it was not pretty. They were just like random like objects sticking up out of the ground. Not a good look. But yeah. So, ooh, I'm like tired. But so yeah. This could also be a supervillain though, because I feel like with the vault, especially, I feel like it could be like a super thief stealing things. And so I wasn't sure, but like the Sims added like this super suit for like a unicorn, a weird chicken, and then I think the traditional like llama one. They had like a llama Batman type thing. So I decorated for the unicorn one. And like the lights outside, I was a little disappointed. So they have the new spotlights, you know, the classic sort of like 21st century Fox, like flashy lights that the beams of light into the sky. What is words? I'm like doing gestures, like I'm like, okay, it's not working. But yeah, so I had those. They have those in the game, and I got really excited because they had ones that had the unicorn on it, and so I thought it was going to project the unicorn symbol into the sky, like the bat symbol or the Superman signal, and I was super excited. I mean, of course, that would have been a dead giveaway for this manor, house, palace thing. But I was like, oh, it's too good to put it in anyways, but it doesn't actually make a shadow. I was kind of disappointed. Like, I thought it was cool that they added it, but it was like sort of very half-hearted, and I was just like, I really wanted that to work. You'll see it at the end. I was like, I wanted that in the sky. But that's not how that ended up working out. I do like how this, so the second floor is the entry floor, and that one has like the living spaces. So it has a living room, and then it has like a lounge type room with like a bar. And then if you go downstairs to the first floor, that's the one that has like the master bedroom, the other bedrooms, but it also has the dining room and the kitchen and a gym. I ended up putting a gym in there because it needed something. And then if you go all the way up to the third floor, that's the streamers, like bedroom YouTuber thingy upstairs. So it's kind of like a interesting layout, but I think it works. Your sim might spend a lot of time, especially if you lock the doors to the vaults. That will take a long time. And I was also a little bit like, oh, because you can't lock yourself into the vaults. You can have your sim lock it, and then you can teleport your sim in there by cheating, but you can't actually like lock yourself into the vault. And so I was like, how is this gonna work? Because I wanted to film something. But how I got that really cool footage of the doors opening up is when you first put down the doors in game, they're closed, but they're not locked. And so when you start up the game, they just automatically open for the very first time. And so at first I was kind of like a little annoyed because I wanted them to be closed, and I was like locking them for like the fly through. And then I was like, wait a second. I have automatically closing doors. This is perfect. And so I just like managed to time it perfectly of the camera going through the doors as they opened. And I was just like, yes, I have a few of those moments. Like, it's kind of hard to get moments like that in The Sims. One of them once is I flew right over the ferry boat as it was going by, and I was like, yes. But that wasn't super related to the build, so this is like just very good. Very, very good. Yeah, so we're coming up on the end, I think. Yes, we are. Perfect. Because I do not have anything else to talk about. I have been kind of rambling for the last like 20 minutes, was it? But I really hope that you guys all enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give me a like, a comment, or subscribe, especially if you want to be notified as to when my next build goes up. It's super random, so it's good to get a notification if you want to like see the next one, because I don't know when it's coming out. I don't even know when this one's coming out. I am a mess. Yeah, I'm a mess. But yeah, so words. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a really great day, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.